Hello everyone, this is Andrew T coming at you again. I'm back and I'm going to do a review. It took Cyberpunk 2077 to come back out again for me to do this, so let's buckle in. I'll give you my honest opinion on going through it here, and I hope to be uploading more in the future. We'll just have to see. So, I've beaten the game. I'll avoid any spoilers. I'm going to have some gameplay on in the background. But the first time I try to upload this, I try to go high spec because I have a pretty high spec PC now, along with a good webcam. But unfortunately, the new HK 4K 60 Pro Elgato capture card I have doesn't have built-in face cam like the old one did. So until I learn how to do that, I'm just gonna have to kind of just sit here. Because before, on the last video I tried to upload this for, I was running around and it was just choppy everywhere. So as much as going on this, I'm just going to have this in the background while I kind of give you my impressions and review of Cyberpunk. So first, overall, I like the game. I played just under 100 hours of it, went through every side quest, went through the entire storyline. The only thing I've not done is gone through every crime and every crime scene. So the assaults that happen, the random intervals, and the crime scenes that happen, I have one crime scene left, and I have I think 30 assaults I'd have to do on the map. So just to bring up the map real quick, you can kind of see everything that's on there right now. That's not the main mission here. Is a car. That's the only of the things I have left is the car. Everything else is that's my one reported crime, and then everything else is assault in progress. So just looking at that there. That's how I've gone through the game. I've done a fairly extensive go through of the map and the city, but there is a ton of it. I could literally spend another 50 hours alone just trying to go through every street and every corner of the map to find all the hidden things, because I've found a couple in my playthrough. I won't give you any specifics just because it's kind of fun to find on your own. But yeah, it's definitely a ton of content for the game when you buy it. So first, the negatives, and there are quite a few, but they're not as bad as they were for me that they were for other people. So first off, the glitches. I didn't have a lot. I had very rarely I had the T-pose when you're driving. I think I had that twice throughout the time I had played on this, and like I said, over 100 hours, it's not bad. I had one glitch on a mission where as soon as I got back to the place, there's supposed to be a dialogue that started, and it never did, and I had to basically just go back to your previous save or point, and then go through that same scenario again, and it worked. So I don't know what glitched the first time, but that's what happened. The third one was really annoying, though. The third glitch or error I had was at the end of near the end of the game, it would not let me choose any other dialogue options. I could not scroll. I could not use a keyboard, mouse, anything. So whatever the first dialogue option was, that's what I had to choose. So all the blue dialogue options that you wanted to hear for extra content, I could not for the third act of the game, or actually it's say last 10% of the game through the main storyline. So all the side missions were fine, but I could not scroll through any of the dialogue options for the end of the game, which the person almost got run over, which when you're going through the choice at the end of the game kind of matter. So I had to do a ending of the game that was not my choice. It was just the first choice available, and I could not change it. It was literally like, oh, do this choice. Oh, you want to stand up again? No, I want to do the choice. No, I need to stand up again. I'm like, okay, so I had to literally go do another choice that didn't have any options, so I could just do just to end the game and finish the story. So those are the three major errors or glitches I saw throughout the game. I didn't have any broken frames, no cars flying at me, no mini trees. So I was really lucky in that, but I do have a really good system. I bought a brand new PC right before I bought this game just to make sure it could handle it, and it handled it very well with the entire thing. So all the errors I had. I know there's tons out there. There's plenty of content out there if you ever want to look up the funny ones or broken ones that you see out there. Let me make sure I pull bits that way. Screensaver mode. So a couple more of the negatives here. So the combat I found was pretty good. I like the guns, I like the weapons. I like the, especially in the beginning when you're starting out, it feels visceral and you have to kind of use what options are available to make the fight in your favor. I was trying to go a pacifist run. I was trying my hardest throughout the entire game. I was trying to stealth, I was trying to just knock people out, use blunt weapons that didn't kill any weapons I had. I was trying to use a mod that made them non-lethal, which was a pain because sometimes they're hard to find, and I didn't have anything to craft it. So, the combat was okay. It was fine. I found I could cheese most of the fights though that were kind of there. They're just like 3. It's very similar to matches throughout the game. You also have races, you know, a la Witcher 3 as well. Witcher 3, the map and the kind of the checkpoint system and the side quest missions will seem familiar. So the combat on the fist fight, I didn't cheese all of it. I did, but on some of them you can't be one prony, and some are just so overpowered that if you get hit, you're almost dead. So. I found it was still a pretty fun quest though. The racing one, not so much, because I got saved up and I did a lot of the side quests. I was clearing out entire sections before I went to the next one in the storyline. So I was doing a lot of quests. I was making a lot of money. I had a decent car by the time I started doing the races. The only problem is that the way this is set up is because you're trying to go as fast as you can, but even if you're up front, everyone you. So even if you have the best car out there and you're going 180 miles an hour and you thought you left everyone in the dust at least a minute behind, as soon as you miss a turn and you back up and go again, they're always right behind you to give, I guess, a sense of drama in case anything happens. But I never lost the race, but I just found it annoying that when, especially in the city driving the city races, you're trying to go as fast as you can, and because the mini-map doesn't scroll out any more than what it is, I couldn't tell when the turn was coming up. Other than when I got like audio cues, like, oh, turn coming up, hard turn. I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know, I try to slow down, not fly into a light pole that did not, you know, disintegrate. So when that happens though, I'd have to stop, turn back up, and then go on the racetrack again and try to get first place. Not a big deal if I'm the top 3 and you get to the other races, but I wanted to win. So I won every, but it was just that a lot of the time, the faster you go is not necessarily a good thing, especially driving outside the city through the dirt and the wasteland out there. Some of the narrow gorges you drive through are ridiculously like, oh, you're going this way, then all of a sudden it just turns and there's just, your momentum just keeps on having going forward. Even if you're trying to turn to avoid it as soon as you can, your momentum just crashes you right into it. So that's just another little, it's fairly minor, but I still have pieces. The progression. So I'll look at my character progression. So you can see I'm almost 100 hours in. These are all things I've leveled up. I really only want to level up body, technical ability, and intelligence. The only problem is that throughout the game, they have dialogue options that you can only unlock for either additional information or easier progression if you have high enough reflexes or cool. Why that's important to, you know, dialogue, I don't know what reflexes would have to do with it, but I found I was just annoyed that I'd have to level these up and waste levels on them just to get dialogue that I thought I should have had. So that's one thing. The other thing is that when you actually go into, let's see, this says the stealth here. So I tried to stealth as much as I could because I was trying to go for a pacifist run. So I was doing stealth for every single battle that I could, and I did all the side missions. I did a fair amount of the, like I'll show you the map. Other than this main section here, I cleared this entire section of crimes and reported this section of crimes and crimes. Got some more, this entire crimes and reported crimes. So I cleared out all the side missions and all reported crimes. Oh, just like, oh my god, not getting any benefit because when you look there for all my health, it's only at level 10. To get more stealth, I have to get level 18. And I was doing stealth and coming up behind people like, oh, you get 12. Next level is, well, I can't see because it's max 100. As soon as I do it again, I'll probably go on level 11. But just to give an example here, on ability, I'm on level 9,007, 11,000. So if I like +4 breaking down something, how long is it going to take? I get plus 100 or 200 for actually crafting. And the higher you go, problem with inventory. Backpack. Have a ton of the items. That's green. A ton of white items. If you've broken down everything you could during the game. A ton of these blue items, but very little of these blue items. Then a ton of these purple items, but very little of these. Same thing for legendary. And because I didn't upgrade to legendary items for crafting, you can't upgrade your legendary items past a certain point either. So not just for crafting it, but upgrading it. So I find that kind of annoying, especially because these are $1,000 a pop on the stores if you're trying to buy them. And it's not like I had a big money problem, but if I ever wanted to save up for like the really good weapons or the really good cars, those are $350,000 for one of the weapons, and the cars can go up to like 179, I think, or just around 200,000 for the one I got. So yeah, I was really kind of annoyed with all that. Let's see. Yeah, so the progression I didn't like very much, and the skills. Crafting was okay. I didn't really use it a whole lot because I was going around doing all the side missions to get really good weapons from there. Let's see. Go back to the screen here. So, around where I still get my... I didn't know how to do that. I jumped once. I had an athletics go up by 12. I'm like, oh, I jumped around for another 50 times. It didn't get it up at once from there. So I don't like the progression there. But that's about it for negatives on there. Positives. The story is fantastic. For the side missions, if you play Witcher, like how they interact, great as well. Missions you do, higher street cred goes, the more it unlocks, and it does affect those for your interactions with the people side missions, certain side missions. The voice acting is superb. Great voice acting. Less from CD Projekt Red. I think Keanu Reeves did a good job. If it's clear, you can kind of tell in the beginning he was kind of finding his feet, but he really got into it throughout the rest of the ton of dialogue. He really got into his pace throughout the game, and it never really broke immersion. So if I had to give this a final verdict, I'd say if you have the system that can run it, go for it. Until they patch out all the bugs that it optimized for your system, though, hold off, just because it is worth it. Everything works. But I really enjoyed it. The only problem is I can only say one time everything. Because after our DLC comes out, I can't spend another 100 plus hours going through it again. And there's so much. The city is this. And it kind of looks the same as you're driving through it. So it marks until I get kind of into the outskirts. But other than the game, this one's short. So thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, this is Andrew D coming at you. It's great to be back. I hope to upload more in the future. And y'all have a good one.